Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you could save you from months of wasted time, emotional manipulation, and confusion that keeps you awake wondering what just happened to your life. There are 4 specific phrases women use right before they play you: not after, not during, before. These are verbal warning signs that flash like neon lights, signaling exactly what's coming. And the crazy part? Most men hear these words, feel that uncomfortable twist in their gut, and do absolutely nothing. They ignore the warning. They rationalize it away. They tell themselves they're overthinking. But your instincts are screaming for a reason. Women who are about to play you don't just wake up and decide to manipulate you. They test the waters first. They use specific language patterns designed to lower your defenses, manage your expectations, and give themselves plausible deniability for whatever comes next. These 4 phrases are the foundation. The setup. Manipulation disguised as honesty. And here's what makes it effective. These phrases sound reasonable. They sound mature. They sound like emotional intelligence. So you accept them. You nod along. You think, she's being real with me. This is healthy. But what's actually happening beneath those words? That's a completely different story. In the next few minutes, I'm breaking down all 4 phrases. I'm telling you exactly what she's really saying. I'm showing you the psychological game being played. And most importantly, I'm telling you exactly what to do, because your response determines whether you maintain your power or hand it all over. By the time we're done, you'll never hear these phrases the same way. You'll recognize them instantly, and you'll know exactly how to protect yourself. Phrase number 1, I'm not looking for anything serious right now. Let's start with the most common one. When a woman tells you, I'm not looking for anything serious right now, most men hear it as honest boundary setting, a simple statement of fact. But here's what's actually happening. She's creating a safety net for herself. She's pre-excusing all future bad behavior. She's establishing a framework where she can do whatever she wants, see other people, disappear for days, keep you on the hook emotionally, and you have zero right to complain. Because she told you. She warned you. This phrase is brilliant manipulation disguised as honesty. Once she says it, once you accept it by continuing to pursue her, she owns all the power. You're the one proving yourself worthy. You're the one chasing. You're the one investing while she keeps options open and exit strategies ready. And here's the kicker. This phrase is almost never actually true. When a woman says, I'm not looking for anything serious right now, what she's really saying is, I'm not looking for anything serious with you right now. She's hedging bets. Because if the right person shows up tomorrow, someone who triggers that chemistry, someone who checks all her boxes, all those rules about not wanting anything serious, they evaporate instantly. Suddenly she's available for commitment. Suddenly she's ready. And you realize you were never the problem with timing. You just weren't the one she wanted to make an exception for. So, what do you do when you hear this? You take her at her word completely and immediately. You say, I respect that. Thanks for being honest. Then you pull back every ounce of emotional investment you were considering. You don't try to change her mind. You don't try to prove you're different. You don't hang around hoping she'll eventually want more. Because the moment you accept the nothing serious frame and continue investing, you've already lost. You've accepted being the placeholder, the guy who gives attention and validation while she shops around. Instead, you mirror her energy exactly. Keep things light, keep things surface. Do not give boyfriend-level attention while accepting situationship-level commitment. Don't text her good morning. Don't check in on her emotional state. Don't make her a priority when she's explicitly told you she's not making you one. And here's what happens. Either she was telling the truth and you've protected yourself from wasting time, or she wasn't telling the truth and your pullback triggers her to realize she's losing your attention. And suddenly, she might become more available. But by then, you've already seen the manipulation. And you're not playing that game. The power move is simple. Believe what she says. Act accordingly, and never convince anyone to choose you. Women who want you don't need convincing. They make room, they make time, they make it clear. But that's just the first phrase. The next one is even more insidious because it sounds like she's giving you exactly what you want. Phrase number 2, I really like you, but... This phrase keeps men in limbo longer than any other, because it starts with validation. I really like you. Those words light up every hope circuit in your brain. She likes you. She's confirming what you hoped was true, but then comes the word that destroys everything. But. I really like you, but I'm not ready for a relationship. I really like you, but my life is too complicated. I really like you, but I need to work on myself first. And here's why this is so devastatingly effective. It gives you just enough hope to stay. Just enough validation to keep you invested. Just enough maybe to make you think that if you just wait longer, prove yourself more, give her space, eventually that but will disappear. But here's the truth. Everything before the but is irrelevant. It's packaging. The real message comes after that word. I really like you is just the ribbon on the box. What's inside is the rejection, the boundary, the excuse that keeps you at arm's length indefinitely. This creates intermittent reinforcement. She gives just enough positive feedback, I really like you, to keep you hoping, while maintaining enough distance, the but, to avoid commitment. You're getting crumbs of validation sprinkled throughout a desert of uncertainty. That pattern keeps people addicted. It keeps you chasing. Because here's the real truth. If someone really likes you, there is no but. If someone really wants to be with you, they don't explain why they can't. They find a way. They make adjustments. They prioritize. Real interest doesn't come with disclaimers and elaborate explanations about timing. So, when a woman says, I really like you, but... what she's actually saying is, I enjoy the attention you give me, the validation, the option you represent, but I'm not willing to commit to you or close the door on other possibilities. I want to keep you available while I figure out what I really want. She probably does like you on some level, but liking someone and wanting to be with them are completely different things. The but is the gap between those realities. So what's the correct response? You believe the part after the but, because that's the truth. I really like you is noise. The but and everything after it is the actual message. You say, I appreciate you being honest. I understand where you're at. Then you act like someone who just got rejected, because you did. The answer is no. Maybe not permanent, but it's no right now. And no right now is functionally the same as no, unless you want to waste time waiting for a maybe. You respect her position completely and stop pursuing. You don't wait around. You don't keep proving yourself. You don't accept being backup plan while she figures out her life. You move forward with your own life and leave the door open but unguarded. Because the moment you accept the I really like you but frame and stick around hoping the but will disappear, you've volunteered to be her emotional placeholder. The safe option she keeps warm while she sees what else is out there. But we're not done. The third phrase sounds like progress, like things are moving forward, when actually it's the setup for the slowest fade you'll ever experience. Phrase number 3, let's just see where this goes. This phrase is dangerous because it sounds positive, open, like she's giving the connection a chance. For a lot of men, that feels like a win. But here's what this actually means. She's refusing to define anything. She's keeping everything vague intentionally. And that ambiguity isn't accidental. That's strategy. When a woman says, let's just see where this goes, she's creating a situation where there are no expectations, no commitments, no accountability. She can keep seeing you without being your girlfriend. She can keep other options open without technically cheating. She can disappear for a week without explanation. She keeps things exactly as undefined as she wants, for as long as she wants. And the brilliance is that it puts all emotional risk on you. You're the one catching feelings. You're the one who'll eventually want clarity. And when you finally ask for that definition, guess what she'll say? I thought we were just seeing where things go. I thought we agreed not to put pressure on this. You become the one pushing too hard. You become the problem for wanting what any rational person would want. Clarity about what they're investing in. This phrase creates a power imbalance where she controls everything. She decides when and if things progress. She decides what level of commitment feels right. Meanwhile, you're just supposed to go along with it, investing time and energy into something that might never become what you hope. Here's the truth. When someone wants to be with you, when someone is genuinely excited about building something, they don't say, let's just see where this goes. They create momentum, direction, clarity. Let's just see where this goes, is what people say when they're not sure. When they're hedging, when they want to keep options open, when they're buying time to figure out if something better will come along. It's treating you like a maybe instead of a priority. So what do? You set your own timeline. Internally, you decide how long you're willing to exist in undefined territory. Maybe it's 3 dates, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. Whatever feels right, but you decide in advance. And when that timeline hits, you initiate the conversation. You don't wait for her. You say clearly, I've enjoyed getting to know you, and I'm interested in building something real. If you're on the same page, great. If you're not sure, or you want to keep things casual, that's your choice. But it's not what I'm looking for. So I need to know where you're at. You give her the opportunity to step up or step aside. Whichever choice she makes, you respect it and act accordingly. Because here's what most men don't understand. The longer you stay undefined, the less likely it becomes something defined. The seeing where it goes phase isn't a pathway to commitment. It's a holding pattern. And the only person who benefits is the one avoiding commitment while keeping you around. But as manipulative as that phrase is, the fourth one is the most dangerous. Because this one doesn't just keep you confused. It actively rewrites reality and makes you question your own sanity. Phrase number 4. You're overthinking this. This is the phrase that makes you doubt everything. Everything you feel. Everything your instincts are screaming. Because when a woman says you're overthinking this, she's not just dismissing your concerns. She's invalidating your reality. She's telling you the problem isn't what's happening. The problem is your perception. And most men believe it. They think, maybe she's right. Maybe I am being paranoid. Maybe I am reading too much into things. So they ignore that uncomfortable feeling. They silence that inner voice trying to warn them. They gaslight themselves because she's already started gaslighting them. But here's what's really happening. You're noticing something. You're picking up on inconsistencies. Maybe her story doesn't add up. Maybe her behavior has changed. Maybe she's becoming more distant, secretive, defensive. Maybe you've seen something that doesn't fit her narrative. And instead of addressing your legitimate concern, she deflects. She turns it around on you. She makes your awareness of the problem into the problem itself. This is classic manipulation. This is how people avoid accountability. Instead of saying, let me explain what's actually going on, or I understand why that would concern you, she shuts down the entire conversation by making you the irrational one, the paranoid one, the one creating problems where none exist. And yes, sometimes you might actually be overthinking. Sometimes insecurities create false narratives. But the difference between genuine misunderstanding and manipulative dismissal is this. Someone who cares about your feelings doesn't shut you down when you're concerned. They don't invalidate. They don't make you feel crazy. Someone who respects you says, I hear that you're worried. Let's talk about what's bothering you so I can help you feel secure. Someone who's manipulating you says, you're overthinking this. Stop being paranoid. One response invites connection. The other creates distance and doubt. And that difference tells you everything about what's happening beneath the surface. So here's the truth. When a woman tells you, "You're overthinking this," in response to a legitimate concern, she's either dismissive of your feelings or hiding something she doesn't want you examining closely. Either way, that's a massive red flag, because relationships are built on trust and communication. When someone consistently shuts down communication by telling you your concerns aren't valid, that's not love. That's control. That's someone training you not to trust your own perceptions. So what's the right move? You stand firm in your reality. You don't let her convince you that what you're seeing isn't real. You say clearly and calmly, "I'm not overthinking, I'm noticing. And what I'm noticing concerns me. So I'm asking for clarity." Then you watch what happens next, because her response tells you everything. If she gets defensive, if she deflects again, if she turns it into an argument about your trust issues, you have your answer. Someone who has nothing to hide doesn't react defensively to requests for clarity. They provide it, willingly, openly. But if she doubles down on the "you're overthinking" narrative, if she makes you feel guilty for asking questions, if she tries to make this about your insecurity rather than her actions, you walk. Because you're not overthinking. You're seeing exactly what's there. And she's trying to convince you not to believe your own eyes. Trust your gut, always. Because it's right more often than you want to admit. Here's your blueprint for handling every single one of these situations. This is the exact framework that protects you from being played while maintaining your dignity and self-respect. First, believe what she says the first time. Don't wait for her to repeat it. Don't wait for more evidence. Don't convince yourself she doesn't really mean it. When someone shows you who they are or tells you what they want, believe them immediately. This saves you months of confusion. Second, match her energy exactly. If she's being vague, you be vague. If she's being casual, you be casual. If she's keeping options open, you keep options open. Do not give more than you're receiving. Do not invest more than she's investing. Do not make someone a priority who's treating you like an option. Third, set internal timelines. Decide privately how long you're willing to exist in uncertainty before you need clarity. Maybe it's 3 weeks. Maybe it's 2 months. But you decide in advance, and when that deadline hits, you initiate the conversation. You don't wait for her to decide when she's ready. You decide when you need answers. Fourth, trust your instincts always. If something feels off, it probably is. If you feel like you're being played, you probably are. If you feel like she's keeping you at arm's length while keeping her options open, she probably is. Your gut knows. Stop talking yourself out of what you know. Fifth, walk away from ambiguity. If she can't or won't give you clarity, if she keeps deflecting or delaying or dismissing your concerns, you leave. Not with anger, not with bitterness, just with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their worth and refuses to accept less than they deserve. That's how you win. Not by changing her mind, not by proving yourself, not by waiting around hoping she'll eventually choose you. You win by choosing yourself first, always.